was floating off the ground, so it could have been Acro, and he could have gone into his room with help from someone when you think about it. I remember a statement they said the person was not standing. There was nothing there, and he can't use his legs, so if he was standing there regardless, he would have even done it. He would have even been standing well, even if he did have the wires on him to be able to do so. He lost feeling in his legs recently. Well, he lost movement in them, which you don't fully lose 100% movement in them. You can regain it over time, but since it's a short time period, I shouldn't be really thinking too far deep in that. I think this is it. I think he's the culprit, right? He can't be dreaming, and it can't be he has a grudge against Max, because he didn't really... he seems like too good of a guy to be able to do such a thing, to be able to associate himself with that. He was a little brother from his mom. He's an old guy, so he wouldn't do himself with that. Whatever. He's the culprit. Your Honor, on the occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion. Accuse Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accused him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Why would he do it? Or maybe he was working for someone. Who knows? This may be a little Silver Samurai case going on. Alright. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your tribe-suited curious have served you well. You seem to remember how to try to grab the audience hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Try to wow the crowd with the smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. Alright, yeah, so that's it. He's picking at my forehead. He's staying rather calm and collected. Because he's a tightrope walker. He needs to be. Mr. Dingley, do you have any response to the defense accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone takes a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the logging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But this by accusing me of the murder of all things. See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear that the accusation is ludicrous. Stand up! When I move, you move. Just like that. Hey, DJ, bring that back. Alright, anyway. I found Ludicrous very entertaining when I was young. She's right. Way to pick on a disabled. You heartless crew. You fuck. Just because he's disabled doesn't mean it makes him better than everyone else. You fuck. He's the same as everyone else. Phoenix is a poopy head. See that, Mr. Phoenix, right? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro's unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning to make a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro has an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? He's probably working with Bob, or whatever the fuck his name is. The way she said it kind of makes me second guess it, but we know nothing about him having an accomplice due to it. Know nothing yet. Why does my headphones keep getting tangled? Why does this keep happening? He didn't. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not gonna sucker me into this one. What are you blabbing about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed the murder all by himself. Order! What the? What are you getting at?
Way to keep them on their toes, Nick.
I'm gonna have to prove that, how it all fits together. At the show... Excuse me. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry.
Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that?
I don't know what I can do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed.
Alright, then let's do it.
Mr. Phoenix Wright.
If the witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right?
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Giggling? Alright, let's see. He would be in his room, right? Acro's room. How do I... X? Alright. He was obviously here the entire time. He threw something at him? That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the logging house by himself. There's only one answer to that. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What did he do? Throw something at him? What are you, nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling?
It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering what makes you propose it impossible, yes, that's it.
Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he would go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point.
It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he?
He looks like Eggman.
But Maya, it's so impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask you a question, Mr. Wright?
What is it?
I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume.
How did he do it? That's the next course of legal buffet.
Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here...
She's right. I can mess up here. I gotta give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he killed the ringmaster while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to enlighten us on how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. After I started the recording. Alright, let's see. Present evidence or can't present evidence now? If I don't present evidence, then... Okay, wrong. So let's present evidence. I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of the murder against Russell Berry? What does he use? Well, it wasn't a bottle. In case. The bust. Notes. The Grand Prix photo. No seasoning bottle. Though... The bus went missing. Is this it? Maybe? Ah! Oh! I'm thinking bust. Why would we have it? It's missing, so we don't know where it is. And it could be used to portray Maximilian. Because when you think of what can I use? The box wasn't really anything because he had it already. Not like the box killed him. Could be the bust. Used the bust. Wasn't this, definitely. All signs lead to the bust. So let's do that. Take that! Take that. You fuck. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in a picture. The bust. It's quite a large bust, and because of its life size, it's also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if he was trapped from a third-story window. Trapped? What was the word? Did I say trapped? Or tripped? I don't know. Oh, trapped. Whatever. Fuck it. Tied? See? This is how Acro is able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. I don't like how he says that.
Yes, his titties are great.
Order! Order! So you're saying that the bus fell onto the Ringmaster?
A rather simple crime. If he were struck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easily to commit.
How could you possibly...
How could you possibly wheel a... how could you... Excuse me. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible.
The wheel and wheelchair are messing me up.
Well, Acro's an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust.
Mr. Dingling, how do you respond with these charges?
Well... Acro's at the loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. You can't... Ah! I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix, Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get a proper testimony from the witness himself.
Testimony, you say?
On Karma. She's just using the testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond.
The defense objection is overruled.
Why can't he see things my way for once in a while?
Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony.
The witness will have no problems, however. Let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. The woman will sink to any loan to win a case. Acro's physical state. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of the bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the Ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think?
I have no doubts in regards to the witness testimony.
Do they know? I don't know if they know that where the dude died got clunked in the head. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and carry it over to the window. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the Ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to the even more severe injuries.
That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright?
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Oh, God, my legs hurt so bad. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Well, they brought up something about hitting the head, so maybe? Yeah? I don't know. Alright. Let's just press everything. Until they start telling me otherwise. Have you ever lifted up the bus before? No, I never actually lifted up with my own two hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? This crazy monkey has lifted Max before. Bust before? Huh, that's interesting.
Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingley.
I'll have a So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to trapeze or the tightrope. Oh, you don't say. But, no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix. Right. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa. How did the discussion turn on me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. I can't wear 2 headphones at once, it's so distracting. Well, you know. I have one, well, having 2 earbuds in my ear. Well, having earbuds in my ear, I can't do that. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I end up falling out the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feelings back in my legs yet.
So you couldn't have thrown the bus out the window.
There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that the nerves were severed. I'm certainly undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still gonna take a while before I'm back to 100%. I keep changing his voice. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bus... What the fuck is that flying right now? Big ass bug. Be able to see out below the window. For knowing the location of the ringmaster's head. That does sound fishy. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I wasn't carrying the bus, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there's no way that I would know the location of Ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you got a point. Hey, Nick. Huh? What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of that, think of it sort of like that. If he knew the location of the Ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. That does make sense. If only I could prove somehow. That Acro knew the location of Ringmaster's heads without looking down. Huh. How did he know? I think I've already explained things sufficiently. Suffice. Alright, thus it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? How was he able to see him? He had to see him, or know him. If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there is no way that I could have scored a direct hit on the Ringmaster's head.
So what kinda, so that kinda makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright?
Acro is strong enough to lift up the bust. The main problem is how he could have aimed for the Ringmaster's head. Or if he used some kind of tool to aim for the Ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick! Show them what you got. A tool? I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case. I don't remember us finding any sorts of tool, but maybe we overlooked something. The pepper? I don't know. Oh, oops. What could it have been? Stop it. Get the fuck out there. It's definitely on the thing, because everyone was talking about it. What can I present? I'm thinking pepper, but I don't know how that would work because the pepper was in the case. Or maybe it was the case that was able to have him see him because the case was big. Or was the wooden box or case, or I think it's called a wooden box in here. I have to say this. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out the window, did you?
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright?
You already knew ahead of time where Ringmaster's head was going to be.
Quite precisely, I may add.
Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling, how about you show us some evidence?
But I did such a good job hinting.
Yes, hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright.
Maybe you should take a look at this.
I did such a good job at hinting.
The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was hunched over. The same? The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the Ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box, which means that the wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime.
I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense.
Oh, that's right, he wasn't carrying it, he found it!
Oh, okay. Alright. He didn't carry outside, he left. He didn't carry outside when he was done with Max. Oh, I always thought he was carrying it with him when he left. Okay. Alright, I got this. Alright, now I understand. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that Ringmaster lifted up the wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean...
If the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box,
there would have been no way that we could miss his head on the victim.
Really?
Order, this is unbelievable.
Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. I just gotta keep going. There's only one way to go from here. Forward.
So the next question I have is, who placed the wooden box at the scene of the crime?
It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Yeah! Allow me to whip some sense to you. Yeah, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ow! The Ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why you made the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature, the weight. Because if they talk about the weight of the box, the size. I don't know, the size of the box. What the fuck is going on here? I'm stuck between size and weight. I guess it would be size because you have the hunched over. You know, you have the hunch over. You gotta bend down to pick it up if it's big. Because you can't really pick up something that's. So it's size, and size and weight do play. The size of the box. The box was a remarkable size. Size. Exactly. I think you could tell from the picture that the wooden box was very large. To lift it up, one would have to require to squat.
Meaning that one would have to have taken it up in both arms, right?
Moreover, the box is quite heavy. It weighs in the neighborhood of 20 pounds. Can you even lift, bro? I got something in my eye, people. It's been messing with me this whole time. This whole 40 minutes I've been recording right now.
The box is also carrying handles on the other side, doesn't it?
That is correct. To lift up the box, you have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head will be in approximately the same place. Fool. Alright.
Calm as a motherfucker. Hell yeah. Fuck you, bird. Goodbye. Love you.
Does she even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills.
You did drop it. Did you drop the bust onto the ringmaster?
What are you talking about? Even if I wanted to, do such a thing, I couldn't. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of the bust? I remember, I believe, yeah. Oh. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Alright. Alrighty then.
Then what happened to it?
I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the logging house by myself. That means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room? You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Explain that. Don't forget, you said there were no accomplices. Ugh. I call bullshit. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. This is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all.
Alright, Mr. Wright. Let us hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room?
Derp. Let's see. Let's think about this. Let's think about the stuff that he was talking about. Stuff that Wright actually picked out. He did pick out the monkey. I remember that. But there's no accomplices. The monkey does steal shiny things, so that could have been a thing. You could have provoked him into doing so. Excuse me, I was drinking some water. I think it probably has to be a person. Is the monkey a person? Yeah.
Is the monkey evidence?
Yes. I never read the monkey's thing. A monkey who takes care of Acro. Yeah.
A monkey?
Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects about any size.
For instance, he sold the ventriloquist's ring.
So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the... Von Karma's hot. Franziska. She's hot. I'm not gonna lie. She's fucking banging. Look at that hair. Her hair's awesome. Anyway. Of course, he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home.
Oh.
Money lives in Acro's room.
Acro's room?
But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Yeah. It can be. People used that for mirrors back in the day. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record.
My, those are some very nice cards he's holding.
Yes, they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Well, I guess, nah. Whatever. Fuck you. Acro. Money's a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room.
Just thinking of the monkey carrying the bus is weird.
If he wasn't able to handle that himself, he'd be on the market for a new roommate. You know what? You know what I'm thinking about? All this monkey talk is reminding me of this movie. Oh my goodness, way back when, I believe it was the early 90s, no, the late 90s or maybe mid 90s. Of this monkey movie, where they lived in like a hotel, and the monkey, like, they had to protect the monkey, and someone wanted said monkey, and the monkey would do stupid stuff, and the movie was about a monkey, and it was with this little kid, and they were living like in a 5-star hotel. I forgot what it's called. I remember loving that movie when I was younger. And I believe there's like a sequel to that movie where they go on vacation. I don't know. It's something weird. Alright. Rabble, rabble, rabble. Burn the cripple.
Order, I said order, Miss Von Karma. Where is the bust in the question at this moment?
I do not know. We're searching for us as we speak.
This is a strange turn of events. If that monkey did not steal the bust, then what happens to this case?
Well, in that event, something else must have been used as a murder weapon. Well, or maybe the bust was the murder weapon, but it was used by accident. Ah, that's possible. Maybe Agro saw Money's a mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it's entirely possible that Agro was the murderer. Moron. Aw, yeah.
Mr. Wright's argument was so, circular. I'm still a bit dizzy, however... his argument does hold water. There's no denying that.
Oh! Don't seem to be flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Starting the recording. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot that the fraud of the magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Ugh! There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Nick, don't let her beat you down. I won't. This is my last chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this, and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The clown saw the murder. Who was it then?